What is up, y'all? This is Ash coming to you from the other side with Joe to bring you the review of the two newest trades of Oblivion Song.
Now we're going to do this video the same way we did the first video in the series. We're going to give our overall review and then dive into spoilers and give our opinions on those.
Now, we did review two chapters a while back, so go check them out if you haven't already. If you have seen those videos, then you might be thinking, Ash, you weren't in that review, and you're right. It was on my list of things to still read, but I didn't start until the third chapter came out, and I was definitely hooked by then.
Now while we're hooked, let's jump right into this. So the third chapter has a bit of a time skip in the beginning, which was unexpected, but really cool. These chapters are actually way more captivating than the first two. There's now a company that is going to the other side even more often, which is great for the people who worked hard. Oh, and the faceless people.
Okay, let's not get too into the story here. But the most vague we can be saying is that the third chapter has a battle of some sorts and the fourth builds upon it. We will say that these chapters are definitely better than the first two.
As I was reading these two chapters, I realized why the first two chapters just didn't feel as highly acclaimed as some of the other stories. And that is actually the faceless people. In the first two chapters, they felt kind of out of place because for us, we were constantly forgetting about them. So when they did appear, it almost felt forced. They definitely needed more of them or just not to have them. And these chapters have involved them more and more. And it makes the story feel so much more fluid. And we'll go more into details in the spoiler section of it though.
The characters in general, for the most part, have improved drastically, yet naturally. Now, let's talk about some of the artwork. The art is actually even better in these chapters than previously. For example, they use a lot of different colors, like red for warning or danger, blue is for more serious moments, orange was a little bit more cautious, green was, I'm assuming, life in the environment at times with this other world, but then you also had duller colors, like gray and brown, which could mean health and security. So I thought that was really unique on their part. So basically, the art in general really grabs you and really improves the story. Now, some of the line work does take a moment to figure out what exactly is going on.
Kind of like the fight scenes in the Transformers movie.
Yes, honestly, it isn't that bad, actually. It's only a few moments, so it really isn't a big damper.
The details in this comic is amazing. Whether it's backgrounds or character details, help the story so much. It adds to the comedy and funny scenes and makes your heart start pounding in intense scenes. The art and colorist are fantastic.
Now the time has come for spoilers, so if you haven't read it and don't want spoilers, then back out now while you still have a chance. You still here? Okay, well, you've been warned.
These chapters are a great improvement from the previous ones. Like, it was crazy to see Nathan get stabbed, and I was honestly a little worried that he would die there for a bit.
I also really like Lucy. Even though she wasn't in Oblivion that long, I feel like she really gets it. It's a little more than others. One thing that felt strange to me in the earlier chapters is that Ed and his people didn't believe in the faceless people. And I love Lucy's sass that they are in another dimension, so a lot is possible now.
Now, the military guy. I hated this guy earlier in chapters, and it was actually kind of cool to see him slowly transform to a guy who was almost likable. I expected I would hate him for the entire series, but that's not really the case anymore.
Our one character complaint is that these two are pretty much sidelined in the fourth chapter. They are really cool characters, so I wasn't expecting them to not really be involved in helping the ones who got captured. And to dive a little deeper into the comments we mentioned earlier, I feel like if you saw the faceless people more and see the things from their side, it would have felt smoother the whole time. And I do kind of want to see how they became so organized and how organized they were before the humans' help.
I also really like that there's more of a wild one among them who just does whatever he wants.
Oh, snap! Rebellion, maybe? I want to know more about these guys. Like, why is the leader the one who is in charge and not the more loose cannon person? Like, it was cool to see him view people as insects, and I was shocked that he killed the human on his side so quickly. Granted, we didn't like that guy, but it was still really surprising.
I also really liked the newer characters more than I expected to, especially Marco. When I first saw him, I was a little annoyed because this guy just came in and took Nathan's baby. He's going all over Oblivion when Nathan wasn't really allowed to. But as the story goes, I like him a lot, and it was awesome watching him navigate Oblivion, especially for the breakout. I'm honestly really excited for when Nathan heals more because I feel like him and Marco can be an unstoppable duo, basically.
Just the way they planned the storyline in general was freaking awesome. Now, of course, there's nothing goes to plan, and Nathan, while still recovering from being stabbed, goes to Oblivion and then gets stuck there. Now, how long will he be trapped there for? What will happen to him? We need these answers, Kirkman. We need these answers.
Now, those are just some of our thoughts on the story. There's a lot more we didn't get really dive into and that we probably could. But we wanted to save some for you guys, so let us know down in comments below what you guys liked about this story. And also don't forget to do all that YouTube crap liking and all that stuff. And thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.